Hey guys, welcome back to Macro Mondays. I'm your host, I guess, Cooking with Coach. I'm Coach Bobby, and I'm here to go over some summertime recipes for us to kind of start out the summer season. I know it's hot outside, we're enjoying barbecues, but that doesn't mean we got to completely ignore all the healthy stuff we're trying to do. We can still do some of those things. So today, we're going to do a little tzatziki potato salad, a little bit of twist on that, and add a little healthy twister or healthier twist to that. And then we're going to do some taco lime shrimp. All things we can do on the grill. I'll give you a couple of tips on that. Knock it out. It's refreshing. It's good. It's outdoorsy. It's summertime. It's a good time. I've already started doing some of the prep stuff. I'll go into that here in just a little bit, but I want to let you guys know what was on tap. So stick around. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make this tzatziki potato salad first. I've got the potatoes cooking behind me, and all I did was take 1.5 pounds of red potatoes and basically cut them into bite-sized pieces. Some of them were halves, some of them were quarters, depending on the size of the potato. And now I'm taking a couple of cucumbers and I'm chopping them up to start putting our salad together. Now this recipe is pretty easy. I got it off of delish.com. And what I'm doing is adding a little bit of a healthy twist to it. It calls for some things that I'm going to substitute for some healthier alternatives. One of those things that we're going to do that with is it actually calls for the addition of some table sugar. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use stevia as a substitute for that to kind of healthen it up just a little bit and keep some of that refined sugar out of there. The other thing that we're using is we're using whole milk plain Greek yogurt, nothing added to that, so that we're keeping calories and again some of that processing out of it, so we can keep this a little bit more along the guidelines of what we want as far as a healthy alternative and something that's going to be productive for what we're trying to do from a lifestyle standpoint and from a fitness standpoint. So what we're going to do is dice all this up, put it all together and get it going. I'll come back to you after I get done with that and show you exactly how we're going to put the shrimp together as well. So this recipe is a little unique in that it calls for Greek yogurt and for some mayonnaise, but it's not very much mayonnaise. It's only 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. You can omit this or choose to include it however you want to do it. I like a little bit of tang that mayonnaise adds to it, so I'm going to add a little bit in there. But that's one of those things where if you're trying to keep track of calories and stuff like that, you can go ahead and eliminate this, or if you know you're going to be high on your fats for that day for some other reasons, you can go ahead and keep that out of it. So that's all we're going to do. My potatoes are almost finished cooking. What I'm going to do is rinse those in the colander real quick, throw them in here and mix this up, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like at the end. But as you can see, it doesn't take much to knock this thing out and get it ready to go. Nice, quick, cool, throw it in the fridge, get it ready for the party later on. Good to go. Okay, we got our taters added. We're just going to go ahead and mix this around a little bit here. We're adding the potatoes when they're still hot because it's going to help us mix things and kind of get a little bit of that creaminess from the potatoes as they get mashed together a little bit. That's kind of how I like my potato salad. If you want to cool them off and do them that way, that's completely up to you. That's the cool thing about doing some of this stuff is you can add your own flavor to it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the recipe that I got. You can hear my dogs barking in the background. They're excited too. I'll post the recipe on where I got this from delish.com, and you guys can take a look at it, and then you can make the modifications that you want to try and make this fit within your macro profile. So this serving right here, what I've done up here, as far as I followed the recipe, as far as how much ingredients of each, I may have modified some of the ingredients, but what this is going to do is, this is going to serve 6 people. So I'll break down the macros for you on that. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to it, Himalayan sea salt, and then some crushed, or just some coarse ground black pepper. And, but I'll break down the macros for you and tell you what they are so that you can take a look at that, and then it's easily just plug and play into your tracking app and we're good to go. So that is the side dish. In just a minute, we're going to get started on those shrimp. All right, so one of the important steps is getting your grill prepared for what you're getting ready to do as far as a cookout is concerned. I'm going to be using a charcoal grill. What grill you want to use is completely up to you and what you have available. I like the taste of charcoal, so I got mine getting ready to go here. Prepping this ahead of time, getting my coals hot so that when it's time to cook and I've got the prep on my food done, regardless of what that food is, it's ready to go. This case is going to be shrimp, so it's not going to take me too long to prep it. It's certainly not going to take me too long to cook it. But I want to get my grill hot. I want to get my coals ready so that when it's time to go, it's time to go. All right, so now we're back to get the shrimp going. We're going to do some taco lime grilled shrimp, okay? And it's not a real complicated recipe. We're just going to use a 1/4 cup. Actually, I think I got too big of a bowl here. Let me switch down to something a little bit smaller. That's what I want. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Put all this up there for now. So, what are we going to use? Very simple ingredients. We're going to end up using a 1/4 cup of red enchilada sauce. Get that down in there. Where did mine? Oh, there we go. 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. Now, there's a bunch of recipes out there. You can go get you can make your own taco seasoning if you want to. This is just a store-bought one, the Tones version of it. 1, 2. As you can see, I'm not all that accurate when it comes to seasonings. I kind of like to play around with that a little bit. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm not going to use vegetable oil. I'm using avocado oil. Again, this leans itself to a little bit more of those healthy fats that we're talking about. A little bit more medium chain triglycerides. We're getting away from a lot of those omega-6s so that we get our ratios back in order. So 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Close enough there. Some black ground pepper. Little bit of salt. And then we're going to garnish this with some fresh cilantro after we cook them. So I got all this together. I just want to mix this up real quick. And actually, one thing that I forgot to add in here is the juice of 2 limes. So I need to add that in there real quick. And then I've got a 3rd lime because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some lime wedges to serve with this. Would you look at that? Boom! To serve with this a little bit later on when it's time to eat that. So there's the juice of 1 lime. Somebody's probably going to ask, what are you doing? Where are you throwing those things? You just throw them around the kitchen? I like to take my citrus fruits through my garbage disposal. Freshens it up a little bit. Puts off a nice scent. But you got to make sure you chop them up, otherwise you can plug up your garbage disposal. So there's the juice of, oh, I did it again. The juice of 2 limes in there. Let's get that mixed up. And then all we're going to do is we're going to add a pound of medium shrimp. Now, the recipe, and I personally like to go with a peeled and deveined shrimp already. It just makes it easier for me to eat, and really that's all I care about. What I'm using also is fresh caught shrimp. So I pay a little bit extra money for that, but I want them to be fresh caught. I don't like stuff that's farm raised, particularly from a seafood standpoint if I can avoid it, because it misses out on a lot of its natural nutrition that it absorbs out in its natural environment. So I'm going to add that to it. I'm going to let it sit for 20 minutes while my coals are getting ready, and then I'm going to skewer those, or I can throw those into a grilling basket and get the same effect out of it. Kind of depends on what you have, and I'll grill them up. I'll show you what that looks like here shortly. All right, guys, so we've got our shrimp grilled. I'm getting ready to taste them. They look delicious. They're steamy hot. The potato salad is cooled off. One of the things that I want to point out is just because we're eating seafood, that doesn't change our portion sizes, okay? So we're still talking about the palm of a hand when it comes to about 4 ounces of a lean protein source from an animal source, okay? Well, even plant source, but about the palm size. You're gonna see that here in a minute. I've got my potato salad served up, and I'm excited. I hope these are the kind of recipes you guys are looking for these hot summer months. If they are, give me a like, smash that subscribe button. If not, shoot me a comment. Let me know what you want to see. So, hope you have a great day.